Good afternoon, everybody. This is Reverend Sam from Living in Love and Grace. I'm the co-pastor at Amazing Love Sanctuary and here in Arvada, Colorado. So I wanted to get on. My weeks and my days are actually kind of slowing down. So I'm hoping I can get my voice back after doing so many weddings this summer and fall and winter now, and spend some more time focusing on living in love and grace. So just it's kind of been my little baby here. So I'm really excited about some of the opportunities that we can try to create with this. And I'm hoping that we'll find some opportunities to, I was thinking about this yesterday, expand on this and make it more of a kind of a bigger thing in our life and in our ministry here. So that's kind of what I'm hoping. So if you can help me with that, I don't know very much about all this. This is about as complicated as I could get here, doing this with StreamYard and Facebook and YouTube. So I've done pretty good with it that far. But anyway, so let me start with my regular opportunity to read from 1 Corinthians 13 from the Passion Translation. Love is large and incredibly patient. Love is gentle and consistently kind to all. It refuses to be jealous when blessings come to someone else. Love does not brag about one's achievements nor inflate its own importance. Love does not traffic in shame and disrespect nor selfishly seek its own honor. Love is not easily irritated or quick to take offense. Love joyfully celebrates honesty and finds no delight in what is wrong. Love is a safe place of shelter, for it never stops believing the best for others. And love never takes failure as defeat, for it never gives up. It's a beautiful thing. Until then, there are three things that remain: faith, hope, and love. Yet love surpasses them all. So above all else, let love be the beautiful prize for which you run. Good stuff there. I'm hoping it. I read it a lot, and I'm hoping it blesses you as we kind of go through this, and that it encourages you to think some more about the beauty of love and the benefits of love. It's not easy. We're human beings, and we fall short of the mark on what love is supposed to look like and be like and feel like all the time. But we all know we need to be there, and we all know we want that in our lives. So we live in a world right now where there seems to be a lot of hate. People are angry. They didn't get what they wanted out of the election, or they didn't get what they wanted out of life, I guess. But I've come to this conclusion after watching all this stuff going on, even kind of dealing with my own opinion of what's happening out there, that we're surrounded by hate. Hate is out there. It's real. But it's a huge burden to carry, to hate somebody, to hate a group of people, to hate an ethnic group, to hate a religious group. It's a huge burden to carry. To hate a political group. It's a huge burden to carry. It's too big of a burden to carry. And yet we have people out there, people that we love and care for and are concerned about, who feed off of that hate. It drives them. It challenges them. It gives them purpose and meaning. I talked to somebody one time that hated somebody for so long, over 40 years, hated this one person. And When that person died, I had to go to them and say, hey, all that hate that you invested in, that person's gone. Who are you going to hate now? Some people have become so invested in hate, it defines them. It 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 defines who their character is, and because it defines, and they cling to that desire to hate somebody. And I'm calling us out as people of faith to get rid of that burden, to let go of that heavy burden of hate. At some point in your life and in my life, we've got to stop hating. And it's easy to slip into that. It's easy to slip into being angry or hateful. I do it myself, even recently. But it's not worth hanging on to. It's not worth clinging to. We have been called to lead a life that's defined by love. Defined by love for others. So lead a life defined by our love for our neighbor. And it's a tough road to walk when you're kind of hanging on to that. So here we are, so love and compassion and empathy. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that because I think those are things that we've been called to live life like. So, one of the things we have here in the United States is we look at people all around us, all the different people that show up in our lives. And things that, we get angry at them. And the big question every one of us should ask ourselves right now, do I have to love my enemy? Really answer that question to yourself. Do I really have to love my enemy? Or do I abandon that and go off on another place? I'm going to take all my toys and go to another playground and go hate my enemies over there because everybody else in that other playground hates the same enemies that I hate. And that's what's happening. People are saying, well, I'm getting off of this and I'm getting off of this platform and I'm going to go to this other platform because over here, we all hate the same people. And maybe some people are even staying on one other platform saying, well, I'm staying here because we all hate the same people too. This is going to be a huge challenge for us as people of faith. We're going to have to learn how to walk together as brothers and sisters again. We're going to have to learn how to regain our hope and our love for each other. We're going to have to learn to rise above our differences and our disagreements. We're going to have to learn and work to loving each other instead of shaking our fist at each other, instead of hanging up my flag above your flag. So it's going to be really different for us now. We're still waiting for things to shake out in the election, but people are still angry. And there's a lot of hate out there, people who don't want anything else. Shame on us. Shame on us that we can't move. We, for some reason, can't move past our differences and walk together in hope. So I'm calling on us as people of faith, to face these challenges ahead together. Leave behind the anger, the hate, the contempt, and walk forward in love. Bishop Michael Curry put it this way: contempt is the belief that the person who disagrees with you isn't just wrong, but worthless. It's a killer when it comes to marriages, they found. And it's no better for any other human relationship. Trying to make meaningful progress when contempt controls the discussion is like trying to grow plants in radioactive soil. It's a powerful statement. That is a powerful statement. So we need to learn how to get rid of this hate. If you're carrying this burden of hate, whether you're hating liberals or conservatives or Democrats or Republicans, if you hate people who love differently than you or believe differently than you, walk a different faith journey than you have a problem. And you're carrying a burden that you don't need to carry anymore. Do I have to love my enemy? Yes. Do I have to love the people the person that I don't understand? Yes. Do I have to love the people that would vote differently from me? Yes, you do. It's just that simple. So here's 4 principles that I think would help us with this. The first one is learn to listen to each other. Instead of running away, taking all my toys, going to a different playground, learn to listen to each other. The second one is even harder. You can leave one social media platform to another one, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. But you can't run away from the obligation that we have as people of faith to pray for each other. You can't run away from that. That's what we do. Here's a bigger one. I can take all my toys. I can go to another place. You can run away to another social media platform. You can hang out with a whole bunch of people who believe just like you do and are angry at the government and angry at the president or whatever. But you can't run away from these 3 words: love each other. You can't run away from that. I'm called to love my enemies. I'm called to love those who insult me. I'm called to love those who treat me badly. I can't change that. If I'm going to be a follower of Jesus, I have to learn how to love. This is how all men will know that you are my followers, by loving each other. Here's the 4th one. Discern together what the Spirit is trying to tell us. Discern together what the Spirit is trying to tell us. That means we have to have some kind of closer relationship that's different, that's beyond what we're used to, where we're listening to each other, we're praying for each other, we're loving each other, and we're recognizing that the Spirit speaks to each one of us in unique and beautiful ways. You might want to react to this in a negative way. That's okay. We're fractured. People are fractured. Churches are fractured. Physically, we're fractured and tired and exhausted. It seems like we're getting tired of all the just kind of the messages we're getting and the changes that are being called on each one of us to do. We're still called to love each other. We're called to to lead a life defined by our ability to love each other. We're called to lead a life defined by compassion, caring for each other. To me, compassion just means I may not understand everything, and I don't walk in your shoes, but I'm still going to love you. Not tolerate, not tolerate. I try to never use the word tolerate. There's a few things I tolerate in life. One would be, Brussels sprouts. When somebody serves Brussels sprouts, I'll eat them, I'll tolerate them. I really don't like them, but I'll eat them. Or broccoli. Don't like it, I'll eat it when it's served to me, I'll tolerate it. I don't like it, don't want to like it, never going to like it. But we can't react to people that way like we would a vegetable that we just will eat if we have to. So compassion calls us into a place of love, a love beyond, Bob Hildreth puts it this way, human comprehension. And the third one is empathy. Empathy. The only way you can discover empathy and walk in empathy is by walking with the person, walking with that person, walking in their shoes, seeing life from their perspective, understanding life from the journey, based on the journey that they're on, and caring beyond our own human abilities. Why are you hanging on to this huge burden of hate? Why do we want to hang on to this burden of hate? I don't know. I don't. I'm beyond that. I'm trying to be. It's not easy. There are days that it's the hardest thing in the world to do. So I'm challenging each one of us to stop hating, to drop the burden of hate, to drop the weight of hate. You may not get your way. You may not get to plug your favorite candidate, but that's not what this life is really all about. This life is about learning how to love one another. So I'm calling on each one of us to realize and confess that hate is too big of a burden to carry every single day in our lives. That's where my heart's at today. That's what I want to challenge each one of us to reach out for, to stretch beyond ourselves, beyond our own abilities, and let go of that burden of hate. So think of the people that you have reached out to, or people that you've communicated with, that you've challenged to hate each other, that you've called, that you've been angry with, that you've been unforgiving with. You might have to reach out to that person. You might have to say, I was wrong. I really do love you and care for you. It's time to stop. It's time to let go of that burden of hate. Hate will poison your soul. So why would you drink poison when we know it would poison our soul? So I'm challenging you and me to let these things go. Love one another. Have compassion on one another. and have empathy for each other. That's a short message I have today. I'll try to get on here a little more often now that my life is kind of slowing down, and put some more time into this, because I just really believe there's so many more things that I need to say and share with you that will encourage you and strengthen you and uplift you. So let me close with my forever love commitment. Brothers and sisters, I want you to know that I am committed to you. You will never knowingly suffer at my hands. And we will never say or do anything. I will never say or do anything knowingly to hurt you. I will always, in every circumstance, seek to help you and support you. If you're down and I can lift you up, I will do that. Anything that I have that you need, I will share it with you. And if need be, I will even give it to you. No matter what I find out about you, and no matter what happens in the future, good or bad, my commitment to you will never change. You might fail to love your enemies. I'm still going to love you and walk with you until we all learn how to love our enemies. Had to throw that in there. There's nothing you can do about that. You don't have to respond. I love you, and that's what that means. I hope you have a great day, great evening, and let's walk this walk of love together. Drop those burdens of hate. Let go of those burdens of hate that you carry, and we all carry them in one way or another. In varying degrees, we carry burdens of hate. Maybe somebody failed you, somebody hurt you, somebody insulted you. It's okay. Let go of those burdens of hate. Well, this is Reverend Sam here at Living in Love and Grace, and I hope I've challenged you today and encouraged you, and I hope that you find this broadcast a blessing. There's a YouTube channel you can subscribe to on Living in Love and Grace, and then you can also subscribe to join me on Facebook, on my own personal Facebook page and my Living in Love and Grace Facebook page. I hope you have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow on another broadcast here of Living in Love and Grace. God bless.